My CAPS teacher education portfolio. My name is Kayla, and if you click right here, you can see my resume, which I'll open right now. So my goal and objective is basically to just have a passion about inspiring the younger generations, just helping them and being there for them in any way that I can, for them to be their best selves. I'm always trying to look for unique and different ways about how I can positively impact my students with in the different lessons that I am teaching. Um, Work experience. So I've actually been a babysitter for kind of a long time. I kind of just do that whenever I am needed. I've been a teacher assistant at a Barso summer school camp, just helping the teacher with whatever she needs regarding the camp and keeping the kids engaged while also having fun, of course. And then I was also a Church of the Resurrection classroom leader, where I led different lessons in the class about Bible stories and just different crafts with them. I'm also currently a Lifetime Kids team member at Lifetime Fitness, working the child center there. So as you can tell, all of my work experience is filled with kids, as that's what I love to do. Different activities that I was involved in high school just include softball, National Honor Society, Avid, and K Club, the principal honor roll that I received each year. Um, so going back to my Wix, as you scroll down, I already said my name's Kayla, but welcome to my CAPS Teacher Education portfolio. I'm currently a senior at Blue Valley Southwest High School. I entered the CAPS Teacher Ed program just because I thought it would be fun to become a teacher, and that's what I've always been passionate about with kids and teaching them, making it a difference in their lives, and helping them in any way. So after I graduate, I'm planning to go to Johnson County Community College for my associate's degree, getting my education, general ed classes done there, and then plan on attending Emporia right after that to go into elementary education. More leaning towards Emporia just because it has a better education program there that I've heard, and it is closer. So, and then for my observations, so first semester we went into a classroom and we observed. I only observed 4 or 5 times in her class, and I just went in there and kind of helped them out in breakout rooms on Zoom since we were still online at the time. And here it just talks about the classroom environment, how she handled that, some activities and how the teacher did that, classroom management techniques, the students and how they were engaged during Zoom and how the teacher kept them engaged, knowing that it was on a computer, learning that way. Just some memorable moments that I liked having. And then for my lesson plan, specifically for sixth grade Aubrey Bend Middle School, I did something over coordinate points and just how to graph them. The objectives were that they were able to graph points on a graph and then name the four quadrants. At the end, I would just do simply an Excel slip to give them 2 different points to graph on a graph and see if they can tell me which point those are. And that's how I would know that they all understood it. And then moving on to my internship. So I was in it for a semester with the foundations class, and that's when I did the first observation in a online classroom. And now I am in a third grade. Well, not now, but we just got done recently with our internship and I was in a third grade class at Wolf Springs Elementary School. Mr. McCormick was my mentor teacher, and as you can see, I have my lesson plan linked right here. So basically, I just went in there for about 2 months and observed his class. I taught a few lessons that I got to teach to the students, or just some activities to review what Mr. McCormick taught them. It was super fun to see them and just how they have grown as kids in the past 2 months that I've been there. It was, of course, sad leaving, but I'm so glad I had the chance to go in there and just get the experience. I'll be a head start going into my college classes, so that's what I'm excited about there. For projects, first semester we did a kids conference one. So we had all these different games set up for the kids. They could come and we sent the Zoom links to all the teachers. And here's me and one of my friends from our class. We played bingo with the kids. So that was super fun. It was held on January 7th and January 8th. So that was super fun. If you go over to this More tab, I have many different things here. So first, my certification that I received, Arizona State University. That was that I got first semester, and yeah, it was super cool. Sim School is just another online thing that we did a few times and just went in the classroom for about 15 to 20 minutes and basically was the teacher and taught lessons. And it was just kind of a simulation thing, but I think it was super cool to just see how the kids reacted. And as you can see from the pictures, they're raising their hand, wanting help or need assistance. So that was pretty cool, I thought. So for my ideas, I have a lot here, but first off, I just want to show you my blog here on the right side is linked a button. So you can come over here and I'll actually open it right now. So you can see all the blogs that I have. So here's just all these different ones that I've done, especially blogging in the classroom. We had a blog 3 times a week. So that's where I did that. And then for my educational philosophy, is to not only provide a welcoming environment, but for all the students to have the right to learn. The goal that I have is to make sure that every student is learning in a fun and inspiring way. Most importantly, it is essential to remember that everyone has a different learning style for how they process new information. I also want to incorporate unique instructional activities in order for the students to learn in an effective way. So for my testimonial, I chose Rita Pearson just because I thought she was very inspirational, and the video we watched was called Every Child Needs a Champion. It's always kind of stuck with me throughout the semester, and just realizing that even a student received, in one of her examples that she mentioned, she talked about a student getting a 2 out of 18 on a quiz and realizing how they thought that was really bad. But she turned it around and made it positive, saying that, wow, like this person got 2 correct. Instead of saying, like, oh, they didn't do so good, like they got 2 correct, like they're learning. Um, and I love the quote where she said, "No significant learning can occur without a significant relationship." So I will definitely take that as a future teacher and just have a positive tone when reviewing students' work for what they have actually learned. And then for my technology and integration tech tool, I think technology is super important when it comes to being in a classroom, just because there's so many different things that you can incorporate. As you can see here, we did a Adobe Spark lesson first semester. And then down here, I talk about my internship and how I actually used this app called Quiver. The students were having kind of a theme week of doing dinosaurs, so I decided to bring in the app of Quiver. So they all colored a picture. We spent about 15 minutes coloring, and then I took my iPad and actually put it up to the coloring page, and then the dinosaur came to life. So the kids thought that was super interesting. Um, for professional development slash community service, we had a speaker who actually came and talked to about an iPad workshop, which had many different ads, including Bumpsy, Notes, Adobe Spark, Video, and Page, and iMovie. So I thought those were super cool that we got the chance to do that and go over some of those apps. You can see there more people. And then I think that is it. I guess I'll show you a few more things here for my choice board that we had. Like we had Friday choice board things, we got to create things. So some words that really stuck out to me and love. Here's me at the beach, and then anagram test. I got a 7, so that's my personality. Just some pictures, I guess, from first semester. Like here's our Zoom CAPS class, as you can see, my Bitmoji classroom. Here's last day of in-person CAPS. We got Dr. Fry, our lovely teacher, some flowers and a card. I think she was gone for about a week dealing with her parents being sick, so we gave her that. And then my bulletin board, if I was in a classroom, that's what I would make. And then here's one more thing, lastly, for the media. Here's me actually teaching in a classroom. I'll zoom in so you guys can see. But there's me teaching a lesson, open and close syllables with 3rd grade. As you can see, I also blurred out their faces. And then here's another picture of me teaching about similes. And then these 2 pictures right here are actually pictures from my Canvas homepage. So where I put all my files that they would need for different classes for the similes lesson and the open and closed syllables that I did. One last thing that I wanted to mention was projects. So I didn't mention it here, I didn't write it out, but I actually was involved in being a club sponsor for Educators Rising for my home high school at Blue Valley Southwest. So I also did that, so I just wanted to include that. So with wrapping everything up, I just want to thank you for listening to my audio. If you have any questions, you can always contact me down here at every page, name, email, subject, and message, and then click submit. And I'd love to chat with you or anything else you would need. Anything else you would need. Thank you.